Hey guys, what's up? Tim Bratz here. Hey, I recently posted on Facebook, hey, I'm at over 4,000 doors. I had $400 million of property. I want you to have success too. What are your biggest hangups on investing in rental real estate and commercial real estate and apartment buildings? So this video is for all of you guys that commented on that, and I want to address all of your questions, all of your concerns, and give you some rapid fire answers of what I would do in that situation. And I'm gonna try to rip through as many of these things in the next 10 minutes as I possibly can. So let's get rolling. Aaron asked, can I sell them for you? Aaron, I'm not looking to really sell. I'm here to build legacy wealth. I want to hold and own these properties long term. With that said, there were some properties that were, smaller properties in my portfolio or C-class, maybe management intensive properties in my portfolio that we've already divested ourselves of. I was at 5,000 doors. We're back around 4,000 right now. And we're just holding on to the A-class stuff, the B-class stuff in good, landlord-friendly areas, typically in the southeastern portion of the United States, and that's what our focus is. If I ever do sell, I'll give you a shout, dude. Jason just asked, what size of property is best to start with for a first-time investor? Any size, right? If I'm getting started, I want to see you build up momentum. The momentum is more important than anything else. Don't wait for the perfect deal. Everybody's like, I need the perfect deal in order to buy something. I didn't give a shit about the first deal. What I knew that I needed to do is overcome the obstacle in my head of buying and taking down that first deal. Because I knew that that first deal would lead me down a path of success and achievement and doing more deals. So I wasn't concerned about that first deal. I was focused on what does that first deal lead me to? The second deal, the third deal, the 50th deal, the 100th deal. Go out and take down a deal. It doesn't matter what size. It could be a single family home, a duplex, a quadplex, or a 100-unit building. I will say it's less likely that you're gonna take down a 100-unit building in your first deal, so just go and get something. I want you to build your balance sheet and build up the momentum of raising private money, of sourcing opportunities, of focusing and taking 100% ownership over you and your business and getting in the mindset of what does it take in order to scale this thing up. So go take down any deal to get started. Dave asks, tips for finding the best local operators. I like that. He's got access to some capital and he's looking to deploy in some other markets. I think Dave's a California guy and is trying to put some money out on the streets, maybe in the Midwest or in the Southeast. So how do you find those local operators? I join mastermind groups. So those mastermind groups have a certain caliber of people in there because these are people willing to invest in themselves and willing to invest in relationships. And to me, relationship capital is the most valuable capital out there. It's not transactional, right? You're not finding these people online or something and seeing their social media, which could be good or could be fluff. You're focusing on people who are in a group that has to be vetted and they're investing sizable amounts of money in order to be in that group and invest in themselves and learn and succeed and achieve at higher levels and help have access to resources and connections and insights and knowledge and training and support and all these different things that I want any joint venture partner of mine to have. I want them to be surrounded by those types of insights so that way when they do hit a hurdle, which they absolutely will, they have the resources, connections, support to break through any sort of hurdles that they might face. That's who I want to deploy money with, and I find these people through mastermind groups. So go find a great mastermind. If you guys want to check out ours, it's legacyfamilymastermind.com. I would put it toe-to-toe against anything else out there. It is the highest value mastermind, not just real estate, but also business development mastermind. And I'd put it toe-to-toe against anything else in the country. It is the highest value at one of the lowest price points. 100 times worth the investment. So go check it out, legacyfamilymastermind.com. George says, how do you find general contractors, especially in markets that you're unfamiliar with? In my opinion, dealing with contractors is the toughest part. Can be. I think when you come from the single family world, you're dealing with Billy Bob and his pickup truck that breaks down. He needs to be paid at the end of every single day because he doesn't have a real business. The same way that you and I are trying to continuously graduate to different levels as a real estate investor, I feel like contractors, property managers and a lot of the vendors that we use do the same thing. They start out maybe on a smaller scale, and then they graduate to doing more larger deals, bigger, more expensive deals, higher dollar amounts. And I think contractors definitely fall in that case. Some of the better business owners that I know who own contracting businesses only do commercial real estate. So I've been able to surround myself with great contractors who understand the business elements, not just the swing of the hammer, right? So if they understand the business elements and you give them a bunch of business, they can grow with you. They can hire the right people. They already have the processes in place where they can help you take things to the next level. When you're dealing on a smaller scale and trying to find contractors out of the yellow pages, it's a hit or miss, right? And so I would go into a certain market. I'd try to find people who had big teams and realize that in our business and being in real estate and real estate investments and rental properties, time is more valuable than money. So I'm willing to pay a premium to get something done sooner, and I'm not looking for the cheapest price. Obviously, it needs to be competitive, but I'm looking for who can get it done at the best quality the fastest. And that's the contractor that I'm going with. And typically these regional and national contractors is where you're going to find that. Ronnie asks, what's your deal criteria? I kind of mentioned it before. I'm looking for A and B class areas, value add deals or stabilized deals in landlord friendly states, typically in the Southeast. I'm in Charleston, so a lot of the stuff that we buy is in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. I would go into Florida. We own some stuff in Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama. So anywhere in the Southeast, I like this area just because kind of like my team's around here. But we like landlord-friendly states. It's a little bit easier to manage and operate in those states. We're looking for A and B class areas, not necessarily those properties. Distressed properties are fine, or stabilized properties are good, and typically 100 units and bigger. So usually in that, $5 to $10 million is the minimum. And we can go up to $100 million deals. So if you guys come across anything, send it to me. I will either pay you a referral fee, a commission, or even kick you some equity in the deal. Ronnie also asked, what are the best sources to find deals? Well, lucky for you, I've already made a video on how to find off-market direct-to-seller apartment deals. Click the link and check out the video on the top 10 ways that we find off-market direct-to-seller opportunities. Even in this economy, even in this hot of a market, we are still sourcing deals and buying apartment buildings. I expect us to buy at least 2,000 to 3,000 doors this year alone. So check that out. That's how we find a lot of our opportunities. Gerald asks, hey, what can I do with $25,000? Point me in the right direction. Realistically, not trying to downplay 25 grand. I'm sure you've worked really hard for it and tried to raise that money. If you want to play in the commercial real estate realm and do things at a high level, the best place to spend that money is on educating yourself. Go and join some local mastermind groups, go and join some national mastermind groups, join the local Real Estate Investors Association, the Landlord Association, get educated and start putting yourselves in the right rooms. They're going to teach you how to take no money and buy apartment buildings, how to use none of your own credit and link up with people, partner up with people, bring on loan sponsors who will help you get those loans. I've bought over $400 million of real estate using about 125 grand of my own cash ever as an equity investor in deals. So go out there, learn how to raise money, learn how to source financing, learn how to find great opportunities, and learn how to operate properly. If you can bring the work, I promise you the money's out there. The thing is, you got to be resourceful enough to go and figure this stuff out. And the best way to do that is to put yourself in the right rooms. So go find a great mastermind. I would spend that money on that. The best ROI is always on your education and on yourself. Robert's asking, who was the first hire on your team as you scaled up? Hands down, the number one person that you have to hire if you're a solopreneur as you're growing, you got to hire an assistant. You got to take all the work off your plate that is non-revenue generating tasks. Give that to somebody else. If you're caught yourself doing $10 an hour activities, guess how much money that you're going to make this year? You're getting $10 an hour. That's it. It's that simple. If you can conceptualize that and understand that anything that you're doing is going to achieve that pay grade for you, then that's what you can expect to earn this year. So if you can go out there and you can find an assistant to take the non-revenue generating activities off your plate, and you can focus on the revenue generating activities, which in our business, check out the video, right? On the 3 activities, the only things that actually matter in investing in real estate and operating real estate. You could focus on those revenue generating activities. That is when you're going to start having some massive growth. Revenue solves all problems. So if you can generate revenue, you can hire more people. You can put better systems and CRMs and operations in place. Spend more money on marketing to generate even more revenue. So first hire is always an assistant. Jonathan's got a similar question to what Robert had, or what I talked about for Robert's question, is like, what are the actions that you do consistently daily that will eventually result in a closed deal, right? Like, what should be the main focus of someone just getting started? It's in that video. There's 3 things you need to be focused on. Watch this video. It's going to give you the exact revenue generating activities and the things that you should be spending 100% of your time on while you're ramping up business. And then even as you ramp up your business, you need to make sure there's pillars in your business of people who focus on each one of those 3 activities. So check out that video. It's going to give you a lot of insights on that. All right, and then John asks, hey, how do you stay aggressive in business and still have a great family life? I think this is one of those things where maybe there's a lot of people that are bad about it, but it's one of those like, hey, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Bullshit. Absolutely you can. I'm home every single day with my family from 4 o'clock on, hanging out with the kids. My computer's in the other, my computer's technically in this room, but it's turned off, right? My phone's in the other room, and I'm focused on family time. I do date nights with my wife. I do date nights with my kids. I rarely work or answer phone calls on the weekends, never on the holidays. And so you can absolutely achieve high levels of growth and success and achievement and still have a family life. The key is time blocking, right? Like, that's been a big differentiator for me, is making sure that if I am in a meeting, right, I'm going to time block for that meeting, and I'm not going to take phone calls during that meeting. I'm not going to work on answering emails during that meeting. I time block from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Tuesday to go and meet with that person. We do that for work, but why don't we do that for family? I realized this a few years ago. I'll actually do a video on time management and that kind of stuff. So look for that once it comes out. But I realized this a couple years ago with a story that just kind of punched me in the gut. And so I'll share that in that other video. But I started time blocking for my family. And you know what I found? I found that I was more efficient and more effective during the hours I was actually working, because I didn't let time wasting things dribble in. I wasn't scrolling on social media. I wasn't doing shit that didn't matter in the business. I wasn't having conversations and just meeting people for lunch so they could pick my brain, right? Like, I was much more strategic in the actions and activities and how I spent my time while I was at work. And I realized, damn, I'm only doing 2 hours worth of real work at work anyways, or in any day. So if I'm just super focused on that during that time frame, I've had extreme growth in my business because of that, because I was time blocking. So that's the thing that you guys got to implement. Make sure that you're time blocking for your family, time blocking for work, and focusing some time on you too. Amir's asking, hey, which books should I start reading about raising money and buying apartment buildings? I don't know. I've never read a book on it. I've actually learned everything that I know from the School of Hard Knocks. I'm just getting kicked in the crotch over and over and over again by doing deal after deal after deal. So if I'm you, I would, you can Google search a ton of videos. Obviously, we put out a ton of content about apartment investing, free stuff on this YouTube channel. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram too, and I'm always dropping nuggets out there for that. The other thing that you could do is you want to plug in a Commercial Empire. That gives you the step-by-step process on how to buy apartment buildings, how we find off-market deals, how we underwrite those deals, how we go through the due diligence process to make sure that you don't do a bad deal, how we raise private money, source the financing, how we operate project management, property management, asset management, exit strategies, business development stuff, discussion panels, guest speakers, a lot of networking. So plug into commercialempire.com. There's a ton of value if you're looking for something a little bit more formalized there. And I'm working on a book. I should have it out some point this year. So keep your eyes open for that. And we should have that out pretty soon. So good question. All right, so that's good for now. I kind of like these rapid fire questions and answers, and I have, probably another We got through about half of them. So I'm going to do a second video on this. This is video number 1. Keep an eye out for video number 2. We'll have that out over the course of the next couple of weeks as well. And I appreciate you guys liking, commenting, give me your biggest takeaway in the comments below, and share the video, right? I want to help other people have success and have achievement and build some wealth. And I can do that better if you help support me. If you got value out of this, just do me a favor, share this. Share it on social media, share it with somebody else who you think would get a lot of value out of it. So until next time, be your best.